Good day students. In this chapter, Basic Information and Communication Skills, we will learn about some basic knowledge of computer and its maintenance. These skills will help us to perform daily activities of computer easily. In this, we will get to know hardware and software information, computer security, and also how to keep our computers safe from threats. ICT skills help us to communicate, run our business, and stay connected with our family and friends. Hence, every person needs to acquire ICT skills and build them to stay updated with the latest software and applications. ICT refers to the use of technology in the field of communication and for processing information. ICT is formed of several different components including hardware, software, communication systems and database systems. Hardware are all the physical components of computer system like monitor, CPU, keyboard, etc. Software is a set of instructions used to operate computers and to execute specific tasks. Softwares can be categorized into two categories: system software and application software. System softwares are used to operate, control all computer hardware components, for example, operating system, language translators, etc. Application softwares are used to create files such as, and they are developed for a particular application, for example, spreadsheets, word processors, presentations, databases, etc. Communication systems. Networking devices such as computer, mobile phones and all other smart devices which can be connected with internet, with telephone lines or wireless signals which, that enable connections with other ICT users and the internet. Database systems are used to store data and information that we use um, are called database systems. For example, all the devices such as that use database softwares to backup and restore user data and information for future use. All these come under the category of database systems. There are different types of computer devices like input devices, output devices, removable devices and storage devices. Input devices are used to provide data and information to the computer system which is required to be processed. For example, mouse, keyboards, etc. Output devices are used to provide the processed information from computer system to the users, for example, monitors, printers, etc. And removable devices are those devices which can be carried away anywhere, uh, which can be removed anytime from the computer system, for example, pen drives, CDs, DVDs, etc. Then we have storage devices which are required to store data for future use, for example, hard disk, flash drives, etc. There are various components in computer system, various parts of computer systems, like we have CPU, and inside CPU is also known as the brain of the computer system, and it is responsible for processing the data that is provided as input to the computer system, and inside CPU there are various components, for example cabinet, SMPS, motherboard, RAM, hard disk, processors, DVD drives, etc. All these parts have specific functions inside CPU. And to start a computer, we have to press the power button on the CPU, which will start the operating system and display the desktop on the monitor. Basic functions performed when a computer starts are uh, 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 automatically runs a basic program called BIOS. BIOS stands for Basic Input Output System. As soon as it is switched on or the power button is pushed on, the BIOS first does a self-test. If the self-test shows that the system is fine, the BIOS will load the operating system. When we log in to the computer with our login ID and password, the computer knows that we are an authorized person and allows us to work on the applications in the computer. And when we finish the computer, we must log out of all the devices and accounts so that nobody can misuse our account or our computer system. We can shut down the Windows computer clicking the start button and then click shutdown. When we shut down the system, the operating system closes all the applications and turn off the computer. A keyboard is an input device used to type text, numbers and commands into the computer. It consists of various keys, for example, function keys, control keys, enter key, punctuation keys, navigation keys, command keys, and window key. All these keys have a specific purpose, have a specific function to perform. For example, the keys labeled from F1 to F12 are function keys and we use them to perform specific functions. Control keys include control key, shift key, space bar, alt, caps lock, etc. These are special control keys. Then we have enter key, which is in few computers, in few keyboards. Uh, in place of enter key, we have return key, uh, and it is used to provide a line feed to the in the monitor. Navigation keys are used to move around the screen, and punctuation keys include punctuation marks such as colon, semicolon, question mark, etc. Then few keys are known as command keys like insert, delete, backspace, etc. And when Windows keys is used to open start menu. Mouse is a small device that we can use to move, select and open items which are displayed on our computer screen. It, it has various functions like rollover or hover function, point and click, drag and drop and double click. Rollover or hover function means some actions can be done by simply rolling over or hovering over an item. When we bring the mouse over a file or in File Explorer, it will automatically display the details of that file. Point and click, when we move the mouse on our uh, desk, the pointer moves correspondingly on our screen, and when we click on a particular file, it gets selected. And drag and drop functions means when we want to move an item, we need to click it, and then holding the mouse button down, we can move the item to a new location. Double click means to quickly click the left mouse button twice, which will open the file which is currently selected. Now we will learn about basic care and maintenance of our computer systems. We will study some tips how we can take care of our computer system and how we can maintain it. Taking care of electronic devices such as computer and mobile helps them to work properly and for a longer time. Now, basic tips for taking care of devices are we should clean the keyboard with a soft brush. We should wipe the screen with a soft cloth to remove any finger marks. We should handle and move our laptop carefully and avoid dropping or banging it against a hard surface. We should keep the computer cool, which means that when we work on a computer for a long time, it becomes hot, and CPU has an internal fan to keep it cool. So we should make sure that fan is functioning properly. We should not overcharge the battery of these electronic devices like computer, like laptop, mobile, etc., because it reduces the battery life. So we should, after charging the device 100%, we should remove it from charging. And we should always plug in devices carefully, and we should not run too many programs at a time, because the computer becomes slow and even can crash. We should follow a proper maintenance schedule also, like daily maintenance, weekly maintenance, monthly maintenance, and yearly maintenance. In daily maintenance, we should clean the hardware of computer of all these devices, and in weekly maintenance we should take the backup of our data to an external drive, and in monthly maintenance we should clean up download folder, uninstall unused programs and apps. We should run disk cleaner software, and we should run full system virus scan once in a month. And in for yearly maintenance, we should check the expiry of our antivirus software, and we should get it renewed. We should take backup of our data. We should scan and clean viruses from computer system and any other device that we use on our computer system, like pen drive, etc. And we should keep on removing spam from your computers. So this is how we can take care of our computer system. Now we'll discuss about computer security and privacy, which deals with the measures which are used to prevent loss of data. First of all, we will discuss about threats to computers. Threats are the ways in which personal information can be leaked from a computer without our knowledge. It can be in the form of theft. Theft can be physical or identity, or it can be software piracy. Physical theft means when um, a person steals our desktop or computer or laptop. Identity theft means when a hacker steals our personal information and assumes our identity. Software piracy means stealing of software, and it includes using or distributing unlicensed and unauthorized copy of a computer software. Then the second threat can be in the form of viruses or malwares, and malwares can be viruses, worms, Trojan horse, etc. Viruses are computer programs that can damage the data and software programs and may steal our information. Then worms, these are the viruses that replicate themselves and spread to all files once they uh, and they fill the in this way they fill the computer memory. Then Trojan horse disguises itself, that is, it appears to be a friendly software, but once it reaches our computer, it starts behaving like a virus and start destroying our data. Then we have online predators. Online predators are people who trap us in inappropriate relationships. They may be older people posing to be your age or bullying you into doing illegal activities online and sometimes face to face. Then there are various internet scams. Sometimes we may receive very attractive offers saying that you have won a huge money in a lottery and that you can claim the prize by depositing a certain amount of money. When you deposit the money using credit card or online banking, we not only lose the deposit money, but our card and or account information may also be misused later. So how we can protect our data from all these threats, protect our data and ourselves from all these threats? First of all, we should use passwords to log in to our computer. We should install antivirus softwares and firewalls. We should keep our data encrypted. Encrypting means a form which is not readable, which is encoded. So we can encrypt our confidential files, and we should visit only secure sites, and we should give our credit details or bank account only on secure sites. With this, this unit is over. Thank you, students.